Hi everyone, it's Wednesday morning and it's the end of week 2 of the 12-week transformation for Phil and Becky. The guys have just left the studio just a couple of minutes ago after their second week weighing, a personal training session, and obviously the video diaries that you've just seen, and the guys are doing great so far. Now, it was just a bit of feedback from me in terms of, what the guys are up to and how they're getting on. Obviously, as we've seen, Phil's lost 10 pounds overall over the 2-week period, and Becky's lost 6.5 pounds over the 2-week period, which is exactly where I told the guys to anticipate to be. So for me, they're on course and doing really, really well. Now, as you know, we've got 3-week targets for the guys, and for Becky, it's to try and hit the £10 mark, which we're 3.5 off. And for Phil, it's to try and hit the 1 stone mark, so we're £4 off in total. Now, just to give you an idea of how hard the guys are working, in the personal training sessions every week, of which we're doing 2 to 3 at the moment, they're doing absolutely fantastic. The fitness levels are already starting to increase and they're working really, really hard. We've also set the guys a couple of targets in terms of exercise that they should be doing outside of the studio, whether it be in our separate gymnasium or just going for walks, etc. And they are doing those, if not more. So in terms of the effort the guys are putting in, I could not ask for any more exercise-wise. Nutrition-wise, Phil's on target. We just got Phil eating 3 healthy meals a day and any healthy snacks along the way. And he's drastically changed his eating habits, obviously, as you can see from the weigh-in so far. So Phil's doing great on that front. And Becky, we've set a 21-day nutritional plan, just based around healthy eating, 3 meals a day, a couple of snacks in there, and a treat day each week as well, I'll mention, for both Phil and Becky, where they can more or less do what they want. And Becky's also sticking to that to a T, and once again, you can tell by the results that the guys are getting. So, effort-wise so far, just a big well done from me to Phil and Becky. You're doing brilliant, keep it up, keep going, and we'll get there. Now, it was just a couple of points for you guys at home, because after watching the video diaries and obviously Phil and Becky's response this morning, they seemed a little bit disappointed with the weight loss, as I think they both thought they were going to lose just a little bit more. And I just wanted to explain a couple of things. Now, I think what you have to remember at home there, guys, is that when you do start a weight loss regime or an exercise program, which generally go hand in hand, week 1, you're always going to see the biggest results than probably any other. The reason being is because you're drastically changing what you were doing, which for a lot of us with these, it was probably going up in weight. So we're making drastic changes, and when we make those changes, so we change the eating drastically or we introduce exercise into the program, you're always going to see big results because you're doing something completely different. Now, that's not to say, of course, that the results can't continue, but they're not always going to continue at the rate of which you get in week 1, if you will. So I think the guys were a bit disappointed comparatively compared to what they did in week 1, but obviously I explained what I'm explaining to you guys now, and that they also need to look at the weight loss overall over the 2-week period, which for Becky is nearly half a stone, and for Phil, which is 10 pounds, which is fantastic, and exactly where we asked them to be, if you will. So, you need to remember that what we're trying to achieve here with Phil and Becky are lifestyle changes that are sustainable going forward. We're not on the peanut diet, the cabbage soup diet, the water diet, the air freshener diet. None of these things work. We're not on something where we're going to lose a ridiculous amount of weight in a 1 or a 2-month period. We're not trying to achieve that with the guys. We're trying to achieve weight loss that's sustainable going forward until we hit the target weight, which we then want to maintain. So we're trying to introduce exercise into the guys' weekly routines, which they're doing fabulously, and we're also trying to just get them eating healthy, realistically, and also with a treat day in there, because we're always going to have a birthday, we're always going to have a party. So we're having 1 day a week at the moment where the guys can do exactly what they want, and that treat day is always going to be there because we need to be realistic with it. So we're trying to introduce healthy lifestyle changes, and we're not on a drastic diet. They just don't work. Okay. One reason why drastic diets also don't work or are not very good is because basically when you lose a heck of a lot of weight in a very short period of time without exercising, the danger is that you also lose lean muscle mass as well as body fat. Now, we're exercising with Phil and Becky, which means we're trying to maintain the lean muscle mass that they have. But when you do a drastic diet and you lose lean muscle mass because you've lost weight too quickly, your metabolism shrinks. Now, this is something we'll go into more detail on a future video, but the last thing that you want to do on an exercise program is lose lean muscle mass, because your metabolism will drop, and that's not what we want. We're trying to increase your metabolism and trying to burn more calories. So, as far as how the guys are doing so far, they're doing great. I don't want them to be disappointed with the weight loss so far, because it's exactly what I expected in terms of healthy weight loss. Just a big well done from me. Just a little bit of an explanation so far to you guys at home. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to give me an inbox or put a bit of a comment on the video, and I'll try and answer it as best as I can. So the guys are doing great. We'll see you at the next video, which will be some point tomorrow, and have a good day. So thank you.